We're going to start out just doing some yoga. I'm here in the studio. You're at home, so just grab seats. If you've got a yoga mat, great. If you don't, maybe some carpet would be great too. We're going to start out seated, just cross legs. We'll take hands to the knees or the thighs. And we're just going to close our eyes here. So we're going to start by sitting tall, think shoulders back. Feel the top of the head reach a little bit higher. We're going to start to clear our minds a little bit here. So there's a lot of craziness going on in the world. But we're going to start to try to focus a little more into the body and out of the mind. Start to feel your breath come and go just in the heart and in the belly. We'll start to take some breaths together here. So let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And out through the mouth. Again, in through the nose. And out through the mouth. Now we'll close the mouth in through the nose. And out through the nose. Now just continue like this at a comfortable pace. Find your rhythm for your practice today. A few more breaths here. We're going to really relax into the weight of the arms. So shoulders rest down. Let the chin draw to the chest. And I'll mirror you. So take your right ear over to the right shoulder. And let the head hang to the side. Option here, if you'd like to take your left hand behind the back, just to stabilize a bit more. Think the weight of the head pulls on the neck. Take a few breaths as you exhale. Just feel that head hang to the sides. And we'll roll chin to the chest. Take it to the opposite side. So release that left hand. Left ear to left shoulder. Maybe wrapping that right hand behind the waist here. I think shoulders are still drawn back. Never shrugging shoulders into the ears. A few breaths here. And we'll roll the chin to the chest. Slowly raise the head to center. Release that hand that's behind the back if you'd like. Continue to sit tall. Keep your hands in place. We'll have some seated cat-cows. On your inhale, the gaze comes high. The chest draws forward. We'll exhale, chin to the chest, rounding into that upper back. A few more here. Inhaling to rise. Exhaling to round. One more time here. Inhaling to rise. Exhaling forward. Let's draw back to center, straightening that spine out. We're going to plant the feet about hips width apart, a little bit in front. You can start with hands just at your sides near the hips and drawing shoulders back. Engage into that belly. Now we have a lot of options here. You can float those feet maybe just a few inches off the mat. If this still feels a bit much, take the hands underneath the knees just to support more. You can open that heart. Or maybe you can challenge yourself more, reaching the arms forward, floating those toes a little bit higher. Keep that flat low back for 3, for 2, and for 1. Slowly float those feet back down. Hug yourself into the knees, sit up nice and tall. Straighten the right leg. We'll let the left knee just drift to the side here. So sitting tall, if that right knee is a little bit, that's okay. Or you can work to press the knee down a bit more. Square yourself up to the front of your mat. We'll inhale the arms high, reach it up. As you exhale, reaching forward over that right leg. Option 2, rest your hands to the sides. Or maybe grab on to draw yourself in a little bit deeper here. Still taking those deep breaths. Think on the inhale, the spine reaches forwards. And as you exhale, if your body allows you to work a little deeper, you can. One more breath in. And exhale. Slowly rise. Keep that long right leg. We'll raise your bent left knee. Step your left foot over the right leg. Continue to sit tall. Right hand to your bent knee. Left hand wraps around the back. Inhale the spine up. And as you exhale, twist towards your left wall. Take your gaze over that left shoulder here. And just a few more breaths. Still lifting the spine tall. As you exhale, maybe working deeper. Draw yourself back to center. We're going to plant both feet. Again, finding that note again. Maybe taking a different variation if you'd like. You could start with hands next to the hips. Squeeze the belly, float those feet. Or you can even keep one foot connected and then the other if you need support. Or maybe arms forward by hanging out here for 3, for 2, for 1. Lowering back down, feet connect, hug yourself into the knees. Straighten your left leg this time. Right knee bends to your side. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale the arms high. Exhale forward, reaching over that left leg this time. And we're taking some deep breaths here. You may find that this side is a lot tighter than the other side, and that's okay. Just listen to your body. Work to whatever feels right, and we're not working into any pain today. So if it starts to hurt, just back off a little bit. One more deep breath in. And exhale. Slowly rise. We're going to raise that bent right knee. Step your right foot over the left leg. Left hand comes to your bent knee. Right hand wraps around the back. Inhale the spine tall to begin. Exhale, twisting towards your right wall. Take your gaze over that right shoulder. And a few breaths here. And slowly draw yourself back to center. We're going to cross into both legs. And we'll roll forward over those legs to find your box. So hands underneath the shoulders. Knees underneath the hips. Starting with hands, think fingers are spread wide. We want a wide base of support. And tuck those elbows in. If you feel that they're flaring to your side walls, we'll draw them toward the ribs a bit here. Press down through the tops of the feet just to support the knees. We've got those cat-cows again. Inhale, gaze comes high, belly dips down. A deeper stretch here. Exhale, chin to the chest. Press your mat away. Inhale to rise. Exhale to lower. One more time here, following your breath. And we'll come back to our neutral spine, so a nice flat low back. Engage into your core. Keep that nice flat low back. We'll reach your right heel to the back wall, right toes are down. Now we have 3 options here. Maybe just that right foot raises. Our second option is the left arm forward. Our third option is to bend your right knee, reaching back, grabbing onto that ankle, pull the heel into you. Try not to let that right knee flare to your side wall. Pull that heel in, really open into your right hip flexor. You get 2 more breaths here, wherever you are. Continue to press through that right hand. And we're going to release. Lower hands and knee. Find that box again here. On the inhale, gaze comes high. Exhale, chin to the chest. Back to your neutral spine. Same thing here. Squeeze the belly. Left heel reaches back. Our 3 options here. Maybe that right arm raises forward. Or maybe bending that left knee, reaching back, grabbing onto that ankle, pull the heel into you. You can think 2 opposing forces. Press the top of your left ankle to the back wall to open the shoulder. And pull that heel closer to you to open into the hip flexor. 2 more breaths here. And slowly release. We're going to find that box again. Take your knees much wider. Big toes come together. Rest those hips back to the heels, arms in front. We've got our child's pose here. So head rests down. And then letting go in the heart, letting go in those shoulders. And feel the hips reach back. It's okay if they don't make it all the way to the heels. Take a deep belly breath in. And exhale to let it go. Arms in front. Rise to your box first. We're going to find those strong arms again. Press into the hands. Tuck the toes under. Raise the hips. Find that downward facing dog. So if you want to pedal those feet out a little bit here, you can. Maybe bending one knee and then the other. But a good place to start is maybe bending the knees a lot so you can lift that tail high, straighten the spine out. Still pressing through hands. And once you have that straight spine, drive the heels down. Maybe work to straighten the knees a bit, but not at the expense of rounding back. Take the right heel into the earth. This is a 3-legged dog. Option here to bend that right knee, stacking right hip on top of the left. You can take that knee in some circles here if you'd like. And then we'll take that heel into the earth again. Take a breath in at the top, and as you exhale, swing it through to meet the hands. We've got our low lunge here. So dropping that left knee, flip the left foot. Inhale to sweep the arms high, reach them up. Exhale to your cactus arms, bend into those elbows, open the heart. A few breaths here. Pull those elbows to the back wall. Find that openness in the chest. Inhale the arms high. As you exhale, hands frame that right foot, and then walk the hands back straight into that right leg. This is our half split here. Pull the right hip to the back while the heart reaches forward. Continue to breathe. Walk the hands forward, bending that knee. We're going to find a twist now. Right arm reaches high. Squeeze inner thighs together. Feel the top of the head reach forward. One more breath. And lower the arm down. Tuck the left toes under. Raise that back knee. We've got a deeper lunge here. Think pressing that back heel a little more over the ball of the foot. Top of the head reaching forwards. Heel toe this right foot to the right edge of the mat. We've got our lizard's pose, hands inside the ankle. Now, if this feels like a bit too much, you don't feel prepared for this just yet, you can drop that back knee for support here. But we're hugging that right knee into the shoulder, top of the head still reaching forward. And take that foot back to center. Step your right foot back, downward facing dog here. Opening into the heart. You can give the head just a few circles, or you can tuck the chin into the chest, just to try to release into that neck a bit more. We'll take the left heel into the air, three-legged dog. Option to bend that knee, stacking left hip on top of the right. You can even take that knee in some circles here. And we'll take that heel into the air, three-legged dog, a breath in at the top. Exhale, swing it through to meet the hands, drop your right knee, flip that right foot. We'll inhale the arms high. Exhale to open the heart, so those cactus arms. Another full breath in and out here. Inhale the arms up. And as you exhale, hands coming down, we're going to walk those hands back as you straighten the left leg down. Again, this may be your tight hamstring. Just work through whatever feels right to you here. Think drawing your left hip to the back wall. Heart reaches forward here. One more breath. And exhale. Walk the hands forward, bending into that left knee. Find your twist to the left wall this time. Left arm reaches up. Squeeze in the thighs together, lifting high through that left hand. A breath in. Exhale it down. Tuck the right toes under. Raise that back knee, or keep the knee down if you prefer that. We're going to heel toe your left foot over to the left edge of the mat. Hands inside the ankle, top of the head reaches forward. Keep that knee hugged into you. We're going to look to open into those hips later on in the practice. But pressing off the ball of that back foot. And heel toe that foot back in between the hands. Step your back foot forward. We're going to be in a forward fold at the front of the mat. So staying at the front of your mat, feet just comfortably apart. Grab onto the elbows and let yourself hang. Maybe give it a little swing side to side here. Let go of all that tension in the neck and in the head. And then the hands hang, slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time until you find yourself standing, coming all the way up here. Shoulders rolling back, top of the head reaching high. Let's take a deep breath in. And exhale. Again, breathing in. And exhale. Let's inhale the arms high, reach them up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale down. We'll do that again. Inhale to rise, reaching up. Exhaling down. Inhale, halfway lifts. And exhale down. Step your left foot to the back of the mat. And rotate to face your left wall. Find your wide forward fold. So toes are turned in, heels are kicked out. You can grab onto elbows again, just as you did. Or maybe grab onto ankles or big toes, pull yourself in a little bit deeper. Think shoulders working to get underneath the hips, continuing to breathe here. We've got about 2 or 3 more breaths, just staying with it. Now we're going to take hands to the hips, bending into the knees, slowly rise to stand. Pivot on the balls of the feet, so heels turned in, toes turned out. We're drawing our knees to the wall behind you. You've got our goddess legs here. As much bend in those knees as you feel comfortable with. We'll take hands to the heart to start. And once we're here, draw those shoulders back. Feel the top of the head lift a little taller here. Let's inhale the arms high, straighten those legs. And as you exhale, lower back down, holding here for a few breaths, strong in those legs, maybe challenging it by getting a little bit deeper here. And slowly straighten those legs. And we're going to take the arms wide, facing the back of your mat, so palms are down. Pivot on your right foot. Turn those right toes to your side wall, bend your left knee. We've got our warrior two, so now those hips are nice and open. Keep that knee over the ankle or just behind the ankle. We don't want it dipping inward here. Shoulders are drawn back, strong in the belly. Feel the spine lift higher. Flip that left hand, reach it up and back, reverse warrior, opening into that left shoulder down to the left hip. And back to our warrior two. Still strong in those legs, strong through that bent knee. Begin to reach toward the back of your mat, toward that left leg. Drop that left elbow to the left knee, right arm reaches high. So we've got a setup for our side angle pose. Now you can extend it by reaching that top arm all the way back, opening into your side body. Or if you'd like to work a little deeper, you can take that bottom hand just inside the ankle, or even connect to the mat as long as you're not hanging forward a lot here. Really find that length from that back heel all the way through to the top of the head. Slowly rise, warrior two. Now we're going to straighten that knee, straighten that bent knee. We're working towards our triangle. You may want to make a smaller space between both feet. You get heels with that right foot in. Kick your right hip toward the front of your mat. Reach your left hand toward the back of your mat. Lowering down, finding your triangle pose. Open into the chest. We're strong still through this somewhat straight leg, so it's not locked out. Press through both legs and lift a little bit higher through the fingers. Slowly rise, warrior two, bend that left knee, and then we'll straighten it back up. Turn the toes in, we're switching sides. Arms stay wide, bending down your right knee. Warrior two, we're here for a few breaths. If you need a little more support, you can take more of your train tracks, so there's a little space in between the feet. Or maybe aligning heels up together if you want to challenge it a bit more. You can check down to make sure hips are underneath shoulders, but we're still drawing shoulders back, top of the head high. Flip your right hand, raise it up and back, reverse warrior, reach to your back wall. Back to your warrior two. Now reaching forward, keep that bent front knee, our side angle pose here. Whatever variation you liked earlier, stay strong through both legs. So we're still pressing off the outer edge of that left foot. Maybe that top arm reaches forward to extend. And slowly rise, warrior two. Straighten that right knee. Again, maybe making a smaller space between each feet. Reach that left hip back. Right arm comes forward, working that triangle. Hand comes, maybe supports on the shin, or maybe just hangs inside, or connects to the mat if you're there. Lift higher through that left hand. Continue to breathe. On your next inhale, bend your front knee. We've got a warrior two. And we'll exhale the hands to the top of the mat. We'll step your right foot all the way back. And from this high plank, you're going to take a nice long lower. Think 3 seconds down. If you want to drop the knees first, you can. So 3, 2, and 1. Hug those elbows into the ribs. Slowly rise. We've got our low cobra here. Engaging those muscles in the back. Lowering down, press yourself to find that downward facing dog. Hips lifting high. A few breaths here. We'll take a deep breath in. And exhale. Maybe pressing heels down a bit more. Breathing in. And exhale. On the inhale, bending the knees, gazes forward. As you exhale, step or jump the feet to the top of your mat. Well, inhale to find your halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to rise, arms reaching high. Exhale, hands to the heart. And we want big toes together, heels slightly kicked out. Think the outer edges of your feet are somewhat parallel. Begin to squeeze knees and thighs together as you sit your hips back. We've got our chair pose. So we're tucking the tail under, strong in the belly. You should be able to wiggle the toes here. Maybe those arms reach forward, or maybe the hands stay in the hearts. Wherever you are, we're going to take hands back to the hearts. Keep the bend in your right knee. Float your left foot back. Heel stays high. Crescent lunge. Arms reaching up. Shoulders drawn back. Drop your right hand. Lean to your right wall. Find that side body stretch. Opening into that left side. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Inhale the arms high. Exhale, come forward. We've got that lizard's pose again. Heel toe your foot over to the right edge of the mat, hands inside the ankle. Now, if you want to take that knee to your side wall here, you can, opening that right hip. Option also to drop your left knee if you prefer. A few breaths here. Hug that knee back into the shoulder if it's to the side. Heel toe that foot back to center, and then step it back. We're working through another flow. Take whatever version of Vinyasa you like. So on this one, I'm going to exhale to my Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to my upward facing dog, shoulders back. And exhale to downward facing dog. A deep breath in. And exhale. On the inhale, bending the knees, faces forward. Exhale as you step or jump the feet to the top of the mat. We'll inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to rise, arms reaching high. Or exhaling back to that chair. Maybe hands to the heart, maybe arms reach forward, but sitting hips back. Tuck that tail. Stay strong in the belly. Maybe lower your hips just a bit deeper. Hands to the heart. Keep that bend in your left knee. Float your right foot back, heel high, arms up, crescent lunge. Press through both legs, squeeze inner thighs together. We'll drop the left hand toward the mat. Reaching up and over, find that side body stretch. A deep breath in. Exhale, maybe reaching a little bit more. Inhale the arms high. Exhale, move forward. Now we're going to heel toe that left foot over to the left edge of your mat. Hands inside the ankle. Again, you can drop that back knee if you like, or take that knee to your side wall, but continue to breathe here. Feel the top of the head reach forwards. One more breath. Hug that knee back into you. Heel toe your foot back to center. And then step it back, working through a flow, coming high to low. Inhaling to rise. Exhaling back. Downward facing dog. Now walk those feet to the front of the mat. And from this forward fold, just slowly rise to find yourself standing. We're coming all the way up here. We're going to work on just a little bit of balance. If you have a hard time with balance, now's a great time to grab a chair or something to have near you that's stable that you can have one hand on. I'm going to mirror you here. We're working towards our tree. So we're going to start by taking more weight into your right foot. You can start with that left knee, just finding your kickstand to the side. We'll have hands in the hearts. If you're going to take it a little further here, you can take that foot to the lower leg or to the upper leg. We just want to avoid placing it directly on the joint line, directly on the knee. But then your foot presses into the leg presses into the foot. Stay rooted down through your right foot. Maybe those arms reach high. Your gaze could be forward, or maybe take it a bit up. Shoulders drawn back. Stay rooted through your right foot. Continue to breathe. 2 more breaths. Hands back to the heart, slowly floats that left foot down. Shake it out a little bit. If you're using a chair or anything like that, move it to the other sides. Now more weight into your left leg. Maybe find a kickstand with your right, or maybe take it to the lower upper leg. Sometimes it's a challenge to keep your foot connected to the thigh. Think squeezing this thigh, pressing it into the foot. That'll help keep it in place. Hands to the hearts. Maybe pick a gaze some point forward. You can keep your focus. Maybe those arms reach up. Shoulders drawn back. 2 more breaths. Stay connected through that left foot. Stay strong with the core. Hands to the heart. Slowly float that right foot down. Try not to crash out of it here. Now from the top of your mat, we're going to inhale those arms high. Reach it up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. And exhale down, plant the hands. Step or jump the feet back. Work through any version of flow you like. Or you can always come right to downward facing dog. Okay, high to low. Inhaling to upward facing dog. And exhaling back. Feel that tail lift high. Another deep breath in. And exhale to let it go. Now shift your weight forward, find that high plank, shoulders over the wrists, squeezing the belly. Now if you'd like to drop the knees here, you can. 2 more breaths, feel the top of the head reach forward, press off those hands, elbows tuck in. And then we're gonna lower the knees. Take those wide knees, big toes together, rest the hips back to the heels. Find your child's pose here. A great option as well, if that's not quite comfortable on knees or hips, knees together. You can have arms in front or back framing the legs. But relax into the head and the hearts and continue to breathe. One more deep breath in. And exhale. Arms in front, slowly rise to find your seat. We're going to take those crossed legs again. Actually, we're going to find our butterfly legs. So bottoms and feet together, we're going to find a nice diamond shape here. So heels don't have to be as far back to you as they can get. Sitting tall, feel that tail connects down, top of the head high. And then we're just going to walk those hands forward. We've got some options. You could grab onto the feet, pull yourself in, or maybe walk those hands forwards. But find yourself folding in half. Relax into the knees. Allow those hips to open here. We've got a few more deep breaths. Keep breathing as deeply as you did at the beginning of your practice today. One more deep breath in. And exhale to let it go. Slowly walk yourself back up. Raise those knees. You can help out with the hands if you like, but plant those feet again. We've got one last bow here. So challenging yourself as much as you like. Keep the flat low back. Float those feet, lifting them as high as you like. Maybe arms raised, maybe those toes raised. Continue to inch them higher and higher. We've got 3. We've got 2. And we've got 1. Slowly float those feet down. Hug yourself in. Sitting up nice and tall. Cross into the legs again. We're going to keep those crossed legs. Walk yourself forward over your crossed legs. And then take your hands over toward the right edge of your mat. Find that side body stretch. Feel both hips press down a little deeper into the mat. Take the hands over to the opposite side. Over to the left edge of your mat. And hands draw back to center before you walk them up. We're going to find that nice seated posture here. So crossed legs, hands could be at your side or maybe resting on the thighs here, but shoulders are drawn back. We're going to come back to that breath. Feel the top of the head lift a little bit higher. Feel the shoulders drift back. Relaxing into the weight of the arms. Finding some stillness in your day, finding some calm. We're here for 7 more breaths, but begin to allow your breath to rest a bit. Just taking notice of the heart and the belly as it rises and falls. Continuing to keep your eyes closed. Any thoughts that come by, just let them drift on out. Take one more deep breath in and exhale. Begin to draw the hands to the heart, thumbs to chest, sitting tall. Namaste.